Hi guys, it's Ericka coming to you on Thursday, NFL Football Thursday that is, and you already know the Chiefs are playing. And oh my gosh, I hope they're winning. It has been a challenging last two Sundays as a Chiefs football fan, so hopefully we get that, what my kids like to say, dub tonight. I'll be hoping for one anyway. So I wanted to come on briefly to talk about a little Q&A session about chair yoga with me. And a question that I get often asked is, how do we take a standing posture and modify it to a chair? Well, the thing is that standing posture may not look exactly the same on a chair, because what we're really focusing on is alignment, muscle engagement, the overall intention of that posture, and finding the breath work and clarity of mind. And if we can find those things seated, then we're still winning as a yoga student and a yoga practitioner. So today I thought, instead of talking a lot about that, I would demonstrate what a tree pose looks like standing versus what a tree pose looks like on the chair. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to invite you to actually welcome you to kind of join me in this whole thing. Maybe you don't want to do the standing posture, but recreate it with me on the chair so you can actually feel what I'm talking about. So I'm going to come into tree pose. I'm going to take my standing leg and I'm going to turn it out slightly just so I have a little more space here in my hips as I go into the posture. I am going to bring my inner foot to my upper thigh to express the biggest form of this posture for me. And I'm pressing this foot into this thigh to create a point of stability. And then I'm going to take my hips, I'm going to try and make them as even as I can, and my knee is slightly forward as I'm not overworking into the hip. Then I'm going to bring my hands right here to heart center. I'm going to draw my belly up and in, and I'm going to find a focal point. And as I stand here in tree pose, I'm going to begin to reach my arms up. My hands might go out of frame, yes they are, but my palms are still sealed, and I'm reaching up. I'm bringing my biceps up by my ear, and I'm dropping my shoulders down my back, and I'm standing in tree pose. And I'm going to stay here, ideally, for a handful of breaths. And then I'm going to release the posture, and then come back, mountain pose. So let's recreate that same thing seated on the chair. So I'm going to start just like standing in mountain pose. And I'm going to dedicate my right leg to be my standing leg. So I'm going to make sure my ankle, my knee, and my hip are making a nice 90-degree angle here with this leg. I'm going to root down through this standing foot so I engage the standing leg just like I did while I was standing. I'm going to take my left leg and I'm going to rotate my toes out to open up the hip, very much like you do in tree pose. Then I'm going to take the back of my ankle and press it into the front of my standing ankle. And you can see, there we go. Knee is out. It's not hanging out to the side because we don't want to open up the hips. We don't want to overstretch. We don't want to overdo things. We want to be where there's connection of muscle and where there's intention of posture. So this muscle's working. This muscle's working by pushing this foot into the ankle, and then my hips are anchored and they're even. I'm going to bring my hands to the heart center, and maybe this is enough for me depending on what's going on with my shoulders. I'm going to draw my belly up and in so I feel nice and supported in my low back. And I want you to know that I'm not sinking into this chair. I'm really lifting up and engaging, so it's almost like I'm hovering onto the chair. So sealing the palms, lining up the fingers. With my breath and awareness, I'm going to slowly work the hands up and keep reaching and reaching. And then maybe eventually I move the hands back over my head so that I can feel my inner arms by my ears. And I'm going to draw up my shoulders, and I'm going to keep reaching. And I'm going to breathe. And once again, I'm going to find that focal point. And I'm going to stay here for a handful of breaths, ideally. Then I'm going to bring those hands out, and I'm going to release the posture and come back to mountain pose. I mean, I'm not feeling any less work in my seated posture than I felt in my standing posture, because I focused on alignment, I focused on engagement, and I found the breath, and I recreated the posture with support. So imagine if you have foot issues if you have ankle issues, if you have anything that really gets in the way of balance due to your, your knees, your hips, your feet, your ankles, chair opens up a whole new world because it provides support while you're still practicing balance. And in my experience with my students, by them practicing seated balancing poses, in time they've been able to get off of the chair, still using the chair as support, and then eventually walking away from the chair. And I want you to say, but it's pretty magical to see that happen. And it all starts with awareness, intention, and consistency of practice. So, it's a little less obvious when you pop out a chair pose, a tree pose seated versus a tree pose standing. So just remember, there's always things you can do. You just have to have clear intention and a willingness to show up and practice often. All right, I hope that answered some of your questions. And if you ever want to see any other postures recreated on the chair specifically, then just let me know. And always, if you have questions, then of course let me know too. Because by you sharing with me, I get to learn and grow as a teacher and better serve you for your goals and needs. All right, thanks for being here with me. And once again, let's go Chiefs. Let's hope for that W. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.